Welcome to Toxicology, brought to you by Recovery Unplugged, the place where we talk about all things substance abuse, recovery, and mental health, with guests offering varying perspectives and viewpoints. Hosts Joseph Gordo and Jason Cabello share about their addiction and recovery and other serious subject matter through lighthearted yet candid conversation.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Intro away, my dude. You plugged the mic back in. Technical. Oh, that would have sucked.
Hey there, Toxies. Welcome to another episode of Toxicology, the latest and greatest podcast on recovery, addiction, mental health. And today we actually get into a whole bunch of other things, don't we?
Covered a lot today.
A lot of territory today, man.
Today's show, we have the Getting Sober Young Boys on.
Yeah, so this is our first ever collab with another podcast.
Yeah.
And
it went well.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. I like the fact that we're the dominant podcast. You know, they came on so we did not go on theirs, which, I
think you could look at that either way, and both would be valid.
Yeah.
They entered us. Well, I'm just saying.
Hey.
You ever see Trainwreck?
Keep it clean for the kids.
I am. It's a quote from a movie.
What movie?
Trainwreck.
Never heard of it.
John Cena.
Oh, I don't watch movies with wrestlers.
Well, there you have it, folks. Good night.
Never seen Fast and Furious, Moana.
Me neither. I've never seen Fast and the Furious.
I actually have seen all those movies.
Well, then you're a liar.
Yeah. How you doing, Jason?
I'm good.
Long time no see.
That's not true. We've spent more time together today.
It's been lovely.
Than we have.
Viewers at home. So we got to record multiple episodes today, and in between this episode and the last one, me and Jason went on a little bro date.
Had some good Indian food. Went to the bank. That's some grown up shit.
Yeah. It was so cute. Y'all, Jason had a little envelope with some money in it. A fair amount of money. But he was like, oh my God.
Yeah, well, there was a ne'er-do-well roaming around the parking lot of the bank, and
there was a ne'er-do-well, or as the kids nowadays just call them, nair.
The nair. Really? You're lying. Again, I can never believe him. How is this relationship supposed to grow?
Anytime I see something that's bullshit, I pretty much immediately say like,
Right. But yeah, a lot of cash. I didn't want some fucking dude just running away with all my cash and knocking me over.
Do we want to say what the cash was? It's just a gift of recovery.
It's just a gift of recovery. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Jason's selling.
No. Actually, you know what? I will say it. So everybody knows that I had put a GoFundMe together for my mom, and I won't name who gave it to me, but
very gracious benefactor
who I was working with a couple weeks ago just came up to me and gave me an envelope and said, take care of your mom's rent for like 6 months here. So
which I gotta say, gift of recovery. Someone handed you an envelope of cash with a stated purpose and had no reservations that money would not go towards what they said.
Right. Yeah, that was I when I was counting it after they gave it to me, mysterious person, I thought that. I was like, at one point in my life, this would have been a done deal. I would have been out for a while. But yeah, so just going back to my mom's GoFundMe, she had gotten displaced from a flood, lost everything. So I'm not just out there like panhandling to pay my mom's rent. She lost everything. So we put a GoFundMe together to find her a new place to live, which she has in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea, Florida. And people have been extremely generous. And with this, I closed the GoFundMe. We have plenty to serve the purpose that it came for, and it's all going to a good place. And Mom doesn't have to worry now.
That's amazing. You getting excited for the holidays? I don't know when this episode will air, but in reality, it's early November.
We're right around Thanksgiving time now, or maybe we just passed Thanksgiving by the time that this airs. So we are in full holiday season, and I love the holiday season.
What's
personally.
your favorite holiday?
I'd say Christmas.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Are you a Thanksgiving boy?
Yeah. No fancy clothes, no church, no gifts, no pretense. It's just we're going to eat food and spend time with the people that we love.
That's cool. Yeah. I just love the whole Christmas, all the imagery to it, all the lights, and I always get sad on Christmas Day when it's over.
Yeah. Question. So I just heard a new Mandela effect.
Okay.
So,
let's go. You know I love the conspiracy.
The Christmas classic by Bing Crosby. I'll be home for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be home for Christmas. You can.
I don't even know the words, to be honest.
What?
I'll be home for Christmas. I don't know. Is that it? Like nobody remembers?
No, well, here's the thing is I would say, you can count on me.
Is it you could count on this?
It's you can plan on me.
Doesn't even make sense grammatically, does it? I guess it does, but isn't Bing Crosby a dick? Didn't he get canceled? Wasn't he an asshole?
But he's from that generation where like misogyny was just what it was.
Yeah, you just beat your kids.
Yeah, you beat your kids. You know, women were property. Yeah, I mean, we've come a long way from.
You drank a lot.
Yeah. What's your favorite Christmas carol?
Favorite Christmas carol is White Christmas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Also Bing Crosby.
Is it? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's classic. Love it.
I love all the covers that come out. I love it all.
Yeah.
I'm in the Christmas spirit. No, not usually. Last year I did a little just because I hadn't seen my family in a long time. So yeah, last year I did. But just I'd say more homesick than sad and depressed. I was just homesick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'm excited for the holidays. Now, I was going to tell you, we do this thing called Pie Night. Pie Night is the day before Thanksgiving.
Mm.
Well, it's the night before Thanksgiving.
Is there pie?
There is. Well, it's kind of a misnomer because we're making pies for Thanksgiving. So there's no pie eating at.
Well, you're licking the bowls and taste testing.
And everybody's making pies and people drink a little bit and there's food and stuff, right? But like that's our Thanksgiving event for like friends.
Gotcha.
Like we invite the neighbors, other parents from the baseball teams, et cetera, et cetera. And then Thanksgiving is just family.
Okay.
And
then your family gets to eat all the pies that everybody else worked so hard on?
Well, not everybody makes a pie. Like everybody in the family is making pies, and then guests are welcome to
contribute. Okay.
If they'd like to, but
did they have to leave it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get free pie.
I mean, one year we had like 18 pies.
You call it Free Pie Day.
Free. But we'll feed you good.
Okay.
But I would like, I'd like to invite you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Don't tell anybody else though.
They know. All the Toxies know.
Well, Toxies.
We'll put the address right there.
Should we get to the guest? We should get to our guest.
Yeah.
So, I only know one of our guests' last name.
Yeah. Well,
Do you know?
We're gonna pause this for 1 second. Like I gotta go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our guests today were two amazing men who got sober when they were young, almost men. One could almost.
I'm trying to look. I'm not being an asshole.
One could almost say that in their recovery, they went from boys to men. Anyway, so no, our guests today were the guys from the Sober Young podcast, which I think we mentioned earlier. Tyler Watkins, whose last name I knew, and John DeLaGarza, which I'm realizing now he said during.
But there was a lot of names that he threw in there. So to be fair, there was like 8 names that he has. So
John, Paul, David,
lots
Daniel,
of names.
Chris, Sadkin-DeLaGarza. So anyway, I'm so sorry for butchering that intro. But it's okay because you're in for a treat. A very special conversation. We laugh, we cry.
We went over a lot of stuff.
Goofy.
Well,
Beautiful, beautiful episode. So without any further ado, Tyler Watkins and John Sadkin-DeLaGarza from the Sober Young Podcast.
Getting Sober Young podcast.
Oh,
Wow.
wow, that was crazy.
Magic.
I was sitting like this at my house just a second ago. That was sweet.
Oh, welcome to the show,
Thank
guys.
you.
How y'all doing?
Fantastic.
Doing great.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. This will air on a Thursday though.
Oof.
Will it?
Ooh.
Yeah, we air on
Ooh.
Thursdays. So
It's Thursday. I'm feeling great.
there we go.
Things up. There's a day that our show drops now.
Yeah. It's been that way
Wow.
for quite some time. I'm glad you pay attention.
Joe.
Way to catch up.
That's
All my
good.
favorite shows drop on Thursdays.
Yeah, that's why we did it.
Nintendo Voice Chat, Toadstool Boardroom,
Mm-mm.
Toxicology.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just watch Netflix. We don't do TV anymore.
I
Yeah.
just got to play on words.
Yeah.
With toxicology.
Yeah.
I just got there.
Got it.
As soon as I read it, didn't click. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh shoot.
There we go.
That was on me. That was on me. Gabby did the logo, right?
No, I did the logo. Yeah.
I didn't know you had graphic design in
A
you.
little bit.
Sweet.
A little something. So we got the Get Sober Young podcast, boys in the house.
This is the collab.
What up, dude?
or the mashup. What word do the kids use?
Clash up.
Yeah, I think we're even out of touch now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We have to be.
but you're the young guys, so I mean, we need to.
Dude, we're 26 and 7 now.
Boy, yeah, which one of us is 7, dude?
That's true.
You're how old I was when you were born.
Wow. Yeah, I'm 26 years older than, or younger than him.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I'm Jay, 26 years ago or whatever, and real me is just now coming
Just
out the
getting
womb.
born. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somewhere there is a child that it will be a fucked up drug addict.
Dude, I hope
Oof.
yeah, no, I hope not.
So you know my girlfriend Gabby, who's also there's a 25-year age difference between the two of
Yes.
us, and she turns 25 this year. So
Mhm.
she's like, "Oh, I wonder if my next husband is going to be born
There
soon."
you go.
And we'll just continue the whole thing going.
There you go.
Y'all finished paying off the house.
Right? She'll have a house to lure the young man in. And
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
You got to pass it down.
Yeah, she's
dude.
playing the
Yeah,
long game.
dude, I'm good with that. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
You gotta pass
I'll
it.
be fucking either dead or wishing I was dead or just having no idea what the fuck is going on. So I'll be all right. You know?
That's awesome, dude.
So I have a 13-year-old. John, I don't know if you have any kids.
I don't have any.
Okay. Don't do it. No. But I have a 13-year-old, so I feel like I might have some insight into like the
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You just think you do.
Well, I know some of the words.
Okay, you know some
Like-
of the words.
Like Riz.
Yeah, I learned Riz.
I just learned Riz.
Yeah. But Riz was like last year. Like Riz is almost over.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
You guys know what it means, though, right? Where it comes
Yeah,
from?
I didn't, and I used it. And my fiance just completely corrected me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's charisma.
After she got advice from her coworker on what it actually meant.
Well, yeah, you find out, and then you're the expert to the person who's just now finding it. Like, I
Yeah.
can't believe you thought the same thing I thought 8 hours ago.
But
Fucking
here's the thing,
idiot.
though. Here's the thing, though. Like, teenagers don't really have an understanding of what charisma really is. So to them, when someone is rizzing, if you will,
Oh,
it's when they're using bad pickup lines. Like, my kid literally gave me an example of Riz and said, you know, like if you go up to a girl and you're like, are you okay? And they say, yeah, why? You're like, oh, thought you might have gotten hurt when you fell from heaven.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
classic.
cheesy pickup lines are Riz.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's the confidence that comes with being actually going up to somebody and saying that.
So
Yeah,
eight,
that's Riz.
like
That's
he
Riz.
ate or she ate. Y'all heard this one?
No.
Eight.
No.
8. Like the
ATE?
number?
Like they ate.
Oh.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when you do, like when you crush something, you do something really well.
She ate it.
Oh,
Ate.
oh.
She ate.
He ate.
No.
Yeah, he ate it.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah,
dude,
no,
that's
I'm familiar with that
crazy,
one.
dude.
Yeah.
I've never heard
Our
that.
terms are just getting shorter and shorter. Riz 8. I mean,
Yeah.
sooner or later, we're
Is
just
it-
going to be having one syllable sentences. Mm.
I don't know. I mean, when we watch baseball and someone throws a strike, I go, "Yep." Like,
Yeah. I feel like that's common.
That's a Texas thing.
Yeah. I was going to say that's nothing new. Yeah.
Am I the only non-native Texan here? Are you native Texan?
Got tattooed on my chest.
Yeah, that's what I
Mhm.
figure. You
Oh,
I
yeah.
was listening to some of the banter.
I
Yeah,
do.
the back of his leg.
Yeah. I'm covering it up though.
Yeah.
Are you?
so
What?
Yeah.
We're sending
Florida?
him. Yeah.
yeah.
We're sending him to
right, dude. I
California.
can't afford Florida. I can't afford Texas either.
Right.
Stab me in the back. No, it's something like this, but all down my leg.
Okay.
It was a hard decision. Actually, it wasn't.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fine. Let's cover it up.
It's the back of your calf too, so it's just like
I didn't realize how stupid it looked until I called someone else's tattoo stupid, and they were like, "Says the person with a Texas tattoo on the back of his
Oh, that
calf." And
hurt.
I looked at my picture, and I was like, "Yeah, it actually looks kind of stupid."
Do you?
Wow,
That's excessive.
that is a Texas size
no,
commitment.
see, you guys, when you hit your 30s, you got to re-up.
Mm.
Oh, okay,
Oof.
I just bought property here, so I think I should now get one.
no,
Yeah. No, negatory. It's
Or
hard.
not.
10 years is the minimum.
Is it
no,
10?
dude, you can't ever do it.
Ever?
No,
Yeah, I was born here. I bled here.
Yeah.
No
All
way,
right,
dude.
that's fair enough.
sorry.
In Florida?
No, I was born in Chicago.
I thought you were from Jersey or something.
No, Chicago.
Well,
Oof.
get yourself a nice tattoo shaped like Illinois.
Could I?
That's a hard set to claim.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
It is. Listen, and I understand and respect. So I mean, I
Yeah,
get it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Because being from Chicago, you'll meet people all the time like, yeah, I'm from Chicago. I'd be like, oh, yeah, me too. And well, I'm actually from Evansville,
Yeah,
which is like,
yeah.
hours away.
Well, I'm
Hours
actually
away, but-
from Austin.
Yeah.
I was born in Austin.
I
I've
was
been in
born in
Austin.
That's a
Yeah,
I
rarity.
did not grow up here. I was born here.
but that's okay. You still have my respect. But South Austin forever until I got sober. Like I was talking to my fiance the other day, and we were talking about Mopac and the toll road. You know, I was like, I remember when they built this. You know, the toll road, and I was like, she's like, did you use it when you were, getting high or something like that? And I was like, I never really left South Austin ever, so I don't really know.
So when I was born, my parents lived off of Brody,
Mm-hmm.
and they talk about Brody was like the sticks. Like Brody was
Really?
like unpaved.
That's intense because Brody's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nicer.
It's congested.
It's, yeah. What isn't now? Jeez.
I'm new here. I don't know.
Jason, I feel like you don't have a full understanding of how much better this city was, even 10 years ago.
I
Mhm.
do. Well, I mean, I don't, but I get it. I understand
Like, I was trying to explain to somebody the other day, like, it's not even like the traffic. It's like,
the feel.
it's the people. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
there was no tech bros in
Yeah.
Austin. Like, nobody was rich. Nobody's like, there was the Westlake people, yeah, but like, the majority of the city was like working class, like down to earth.
And I feel like I would have enjoyed it more and got more out of it at that point.
Even when we got sober, we would go to Barton Springs because we had no money, and we'd like, do we ride the bus down there sometimes?
I mean, probably. We
Probably.
were in Barton Springs. when
It
we
was
got
chill
sober.
though. The free side, there was like no one. And when I knew Austin changed was when I went to Barton Springs, probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was like insanely packed. Like I couldn't sit down.
How
It
many
was
people were making content?
Oh, I don't know, dude. I think I was so fed up with people that I just didn't even pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible. And it was sad, honestly.
Yeah.
It's really sad because Barton Springs was the spot. Now it's just scary.
I can imagine. Yeah, this neighborhood where I just moved from, where the Dazed and Confused neighborhood, everybody's like, man, this used to be the coolest fucking neighborhood, and now it sucks because they're putting in a bunch of just high-rise apartments, and it's just becoming too congested. And
Yeah.
but I mean, I have a couple of friends that moved out here maybe like 20-something years ago, and Roger, who used to own Resurrection Tattoo, and he was like, dude, when I moved out here, it was the best place in the world.
Yeah.
And then just continuously getting...
So 20 years ago would have been like right after I finished high school, and we would come up here. We would just drive. So like the internet was still real shitty. Right?
Mhm.
So we would leave Laredo, drive to Austin.
Looking for a signal.
No fucking plan. No, we didn't have cell phones.
Oh, shit.
No, there's no cell phones. We had no fucking plan. We didn't know where we were sleeping. We didn't know what show we were going to. We were going to a show.
Right.
And we would like end up at Emo's, the old Emo's, like on 6th or 5th.
I don't know. I only know the
We would
current
end up
one.
at Emo's and like see all these fucking punk bands and like smoke weed with them and like go party with them and just, you know, South by was like $35, but even if you didn't have the $35, like you could get into shows.
You just find a way in.
Every
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was different world.
Mm-hmm.
Different world.
So speaking of getting sober young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
So you
getting
guys-
sober young.
You guys got sober young together, correct?
Close.
Pretty-
in vicinity.
Really close. So we had the adolescent treatment center in Austin. I don't know if we can name drop them, but
It doesn't
Yeah.
exist anymore.
I know. So I guess it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
So we went to Phoenix House, RIP, and I went in for 3 months. When I left, this dude showed up.
This was like what, 2011?
No, this is 14.
You were how old?
I was 17. It was the first treatment center I've ever been to besides IOP at treatment center, which was a joke. And maybe I shouldn't say that. It's hard with younger kids for sure.
Yeah.
So when I left, he came in for how long?
118 days. First time. Also.
He's never been back to treatment. He stayed sober. And then he came out and I came right back in.
Yeah.
And then we met in sober living.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
So in my experience, when I worked in adolescent treatment, right, what I found is that like the majority of kids were not trying to get sober at all. Like I had to console myself with like, you know, we're planting seeds, right? Like maybe someday this kid will be ready to get sober and he'll be like, oh, you know, that Joseph dude was like nice to me and he talked about getting sober and whatever, right? But I noticed that the kids that were like on real fucking drugs, like the kids that were shooting heroin and were
Mhm.
like 16, they were the ones who were like, I gotta stop. So like drugs of choice.
Yeah, I like alcohol
Yeah.
and I like prescription meds like Oxycontin and morphine. And
Okay,
some
so
somas and
opioids,
stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, opiates. But yeah, that was my drugs of choice.
I'll really do anything that is not PCP or crack. You know, I was an IV drug user, so like there's my preference.
Right, right.
Like whatever you got, as long as it's not crack or PCP, I'm pretty much there.
Did you have like one bad PCP experience? And
No, I just heard about it. And I
Yeah,
never
you were
wanted to
scared
do
of
that.
it?
Yeah, I was really scared of it. And then like I was like, I don't want to be a crackhead. I'll just shoot heroin
Yeah.
and meth. I was like, I don't want to be a crackhead.
I shot the shit out of some crack. I shot so much crack, dude. Oh,
I'm better
I used to
than that.
get a little thing of fucking vinegar in my backpack so I could break it down. And
Dude, no, my
Ooh,
buddy smoked
good
crack
time.
and I robbed someone's car and came back and we were going to go get heroin. And he's like, dude, we should go get crack. I'm like, what the fuck? No. And he's like, I'm sorry, I smoked crack earlier. And I was like,
so in like the 80s when I was a kid, that was like the fear tactic that was put into you. Like you smoke crack, you're instantly going to like steal your parents' television set and go rob a car immediately.
I feel like I did that with a lot of things, so not just crack.
Right.
Like
right.
instantly.
Yeah.
you know, like the stigmatizing and social castes within drug users. Right?
Yeah.
Because like where I grew up, like meth was viewed as like a dirty drug that white people did.
You're fucking
Yeah.
bikers and
Yeah.
trailer
And
park
all,
shit.
And all the white cats viewed heroin as like a dirty drug for the Mexicans.
Yeah.
You know.
Somewhat right.
But then even like in treatment, right? Like the heroin addicts always have this air of like, I shot heroin. The heroin addicts think they're bad.
Yeah. I'm
Absolutely.
really here.
Always.
Like I'm a real drug addict.
Always.
I shot heroin, but
Damn junkies.
those fucking snobs.
It's true. I mean, they're pretty bad off.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty bad off.
But so okay, so y'all went to sober living as adolescents, right? Which there's not a lot of houses that'll take anybody under 18 for sober living.
Yeah, so I had to do. It was a goal for my mom for me to accomplish 2 tasks. One was to finish high school, and the other one was to turn 18. So I accomplished. I didn't know that this was the ruse, but so I just thought people were extending me to be in rehab longer.
Yeah.
But then next thing you know, I turned 18 and I graduated high school, and then a couple days later, like, hey, you're leaving and you're not going home. And so I got sent to sober living at 18.
So you're saying your mom wanted you to turn 18 as in not to die? right?
No,
Or
she wanted me to turn 18 so like she could be like, you're an adult.
Legally.
Get
Oh,
the
okay,
heck out.
okay,
Like,
understood,
You're
understood.
going, you're an adult now.
Gotcha.
And I don't need to take care of you. Because my mom also had so I'm 16 years older than my siblings, and I got sober at 17.
she's got some young kids.
Yeah, so the younger ones got born. I'm an animal, you know. I'm ODing. I'm in a mental hospital.
Can't be
going to
around the
emergency
fucking kids.
Can't be around the kids, and so that was like the biggest push for my mom, and my stepdad to like really hold down some hard boundaries, because they're like, if we don't hold down these boundaries, John's either going to kill himself, kill the kids, or the kids are going to get taken away, because I'm winding up in all kinds of places. And so also with having my younger siblings too, that really helped me be as serious as I could be at 17 years old, because I just really wanted to be a good big brother to those guys. Yeah. So that was like a driving factor for me while I was in rehab. Granted, I mean, I still acted a fool anywhere I went, you know?
Yeah.
But I always had in the back of my mind that John on drugs equals terrible big brother, and I just don't want to do that.
So they don't even remember you from those days, right?
No, talk about
good.
First day I met this guy, I was locked and loaded, ready to go get high. I was like, I need some methamphetamines. Never even done meth before,
but I need it.
Yeah, but I need it.
Yeah.
You know,
You met him in the sober living, yeah?
Yeah, I met him in sober living.
And you were ready to relapse.
I'm ready to go.
You're there.
You
You're
know?
like in your head. You're already.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm mad because my mom won't let me see my siblings, and I'm gonna show her.
Because you got like 8 days clean, and you need to show up.
Yeah.
And, like
fair,
I probably had 6 months at this.
Okay.
time.
To be fair, it took a really long time for him to be able to continuously see his siblings, like longer than you would normally see.
Right.
So he was really going through it. You know?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, because it had been like 6 months. Mom was keeping them away from me still because she ain't trusting a gosh darn thing that I'm saying.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll show her. I'm just gonna go to the bridge off 35 or 183 McNeil, go find a homeless guy, drink some booze, and go find some meth. You know.
Yeah.
And I meet this guy. I don't know.
It just seemed
I don't
like
It just seemed like, well, that was an issue I ran into though. Whenever I got into sober living with like adults, and like everybody was doing meth and heroin, and they were all bashing me because I'm like taking Adderall and Oxycontin and stuff. They're like, you're not a real deal.
He was in a house with some killers.
Yeah. So it got
That's so fucked up because when I went sober living, I was 24, you know, which I felt like I'd lived some life, you know. And we had a kid in our house who was 16 or 17, and like we were like extra protective of him. Like we cracked some jokes here and there, you know, but like we weren't like, oh fuck you, like you're not fucking a real.
No one was like that with us.
yeah.
No one was like that at all. And it's kind of weird getting sober at such a young age. Like, not only do you just want to be like the older dudes in your house, you know, you want to be getting the girls, you want to have the rep, you know, you want to be a man, you know, or a woman. Or I guess I just should speak for like, you
yourself,
know, men that are getting sober young, because that's my experience. Dude, it was it's odd because your brain is still developing, you know, and you kind of feel like you have that rep already, but you don't. So you're uncomfortable in your own skin. This is my experience. And I was in IOP, which was not really that helpful of an experience for me. And like everyone in there was just way older than me, you know, and I'm like, what? Like a part of me wished I had gone to an adult treatment center just because I wanted to prove like I'm a man.
right.
That's what I was dealing with at 17.
Did you get any kind of like shit from the older guys? Like, you haven't even been using long enough.
No, dude. I mean, I still get that because I didn't really shoot heroin or meth, you know, combined for really that long. It got bad pretty quick. But I was like able to at least share the stories, you know, and have that shared
the
experience.
desperation was the same.
Right, yeah.
Even
Whereas
though the
this
time
guy
wasn't.
didn't. He was just a pill popper alcoholic who randomly wanted to go do meth one day.
And under a bridge with
But like that's so, you know, I don't know, like even when I was like hardcore in my worst like IV drug use, like I was always very like, you know, if I had friends that just snorted heroin, I was like, I'm not gonna be the guy to teach you how to shoot up.
That's a weird thing.
Now once they shot up,
Why is
Yeah.
What is
gonna be the one to do
You were going to be the first one.
boundary I never really crossed.
That's so weird. All junkies are like that.
Right.
Don't understand. And I mean, you see it in the rooms, right? Like I've heard, you know, in AA meetings, right, guys talk about like, oh, I spilled more,
On my tie than you ever do.
Yeah.
and that's, I think it's resentment, you know, because like guy gets sober at fucking 60, pissed half his life away or most of his life away, you know, and sees somebody getting sober at 17 or even like 24 and being like, I don't know, Jason, you got sober older?
Yeah,
Like,
OG.
Yeah,
What's up, dude?
I got clean at 42.
You ever have resentment at these younger people that are coming in?
No, dude, I thought it was
Right.
fucking cool. That's and everybody wants to give other people advice when they're not everybody, but you hear a lot of it. Like somebody who's in the same position as you, same amount of clean time, wants to give you like advice and shit. Like what you need to do, blah blah blah. And I wasn't like that, but I would just be like, listen, man, you don't have to burn everything to the fucking ground like I did. Yeah. Like you might have in your life experience, you did burn everything to the ground in a short amount of time, right? But you don't have to do it over and over and over again like I did.
I'm so grateful that I didn't do that because I couldn't imagine getting sober now. No, I really could. Like I literally couldn't imagine just like it was already to the point where it's like I don't think I'm gonna see 21,
right?
And I for sure I didn't know what was gonna happen. I just really didn't think. I didn't even worry about it because I was like, it's just not gonna happen.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what you do as a younger dude. Just what can you really comprehend?
Well, actually, so your prefrontal cortex, right, the front part of your brain doesn't finish forming until you're about 24 years old.
I actually hear now from Meredith Mullins, who we had on our podcast, that it's actually shown even later to be fully developed. Yeah.
Our kids today are dumber.
Yes, they're dumber.
But
which makes it difficult.
But that's your empirical function, your impulse control, but also like being able to imagine the long-term consequences of actions and behavior. So it's all like your brain at 17 really isn't even wired to think about 21.
Yeah.
But also the other thing about me is that I didn't even start using until I was like 23. I was a late bloomer.
Really?
I wasn't like I didn't even try like coke or anything until I was 23.
So did you have 19-year-olds telling you like you've never shot up, bro? What the
when I started using pretty heavy, but thing is I've always looked kind of young for my age, so I don't think it really like seemed like I was that much older just getting started.
Right.
But I was 23 when I first tried coke and pills, and then I just by the time I was 30, it was a fucking... So I had kind of like a slow build up. And then like right around the time I hit 30 to 42, like that 12 years was, that was
it's like your elementary, middle school years.
Yeah. But, I did plenty of damage then.
So John, I'm curious, so here you are like 6 months sober. The day you meet Tyler, you're like, I want meth for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, what... So, you say it's because because you couldn't see your siblings. And so like, what were you not doing that had kept you in that spot?
Great question. I mean, Phoenix House, for me, it was all like a big learning curve because it was like my first time in, right? Like I didn't understand how to utilize a sponsor or that meetings aren't the thing that's going to do it. And I just fired my sponsor too, probably because I had had sex with a prostitute and I didn't want to tell him about it. So I fired him and I went and got a new guy and I told that guy. But I hadn't even been up to step 4 at this point, and I'm just...
So you're still really living in the disease just without getting high.
Yeah, I'm still, and I tell people all the time, right? Like the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous is what kept me here, for that first year. Easy, so I didn't know up from down because my next sponsor that I got, he got drunk and then the next one, he got high and I just felt like I was in the wind. But I had dudes like Tyler and a couple other cats that were close to my age that we were just all young and being as ignorant as we possibly could be and having a grand time doing it. But yeah, so not much. I was not doing much for my program whenever I was trying to go get high on meth.
So now, Tyler, when you showed up, were you gung ho? I've been to rehab twice. I don't want to do it again. I'm serious.
Yeah, dude.
Or were you in the same boat?
No, I was pretty serious from the rip, and primarily because I guess I never really thought about it, but I had a sponsor kind of, and then I left and didn't really stay sober at all. So when I came back, and it was a long 6 months out, and when I came back, I was so desperate because kind of like I told y'all before we got on, my liver was failing, my liver enzymes were through the roof. I was jaundice everywhere. I went to the ER within 3 days. It was serious, dude. Clearly what I was doing just was not good, you know, and I had done everything I can to live my life the way I wanted to, and I was about to die. And so I was like, yo, fuck this, you know. And it was weird going back to a familiar place. Yeah. I couldn't BS anybody. Not
Probably
that many.
Shame there.
No, dude, I felt loved. That was like,
no, not from the staff, but like internally, were you like,
dude, I think I just needed people. I was used to like knowing I needed help from people, whether it was begging money from my parents or whatever, or begging for help from somewhere else, or begging for drugs.
Yeah.
I was used to asking for help. And when I got there, dude, I just knew like that was a place that the only thing to do was to get better. And so I felt like everyone knew the mission, you know, and so I had no shame going there. And I saw old staff members there. One of my friends that was there the first time was there again. Yeah. So I like ran to him. I was like, what's up, dude? Like, we both fucked up, you know? But it was serious when I got out of, like, I was in treatment just doing what I had to do. Head down. I invited people to do it with me. They didn't care, and I didn't care if they did or not. So when I got out in sober living, I just
so you get out pretty serious. So then what's your turning point where you're like, oh shit, like maybe I should do these things that everybody's saying to do?
Well, no one was telling me to do them.
Yeah.
Like I really had no concept of what I was supposed to do. Like my housemates were writing their nightlies, so I was writing my nightlies and I was going to meetings with them. But like as far as like a good solid like mentor or like sponsor, like I didn't really get that until I decided to quit picking sponsors that had like some months sober and went for some guy that had like 22 years sober. And then he was the first guy where I made it through all 12 steps with him. Because once I knew what the direction I needed to be pointed in, then I was in that direction and I had a goal. I just thought I was working AA until I figured out that AA requires a fair amount more than what I was doing. You know, it was just
one side of the triangle.
Yeah, fellowship was just one side of the triangle. I had like fellowship and like meetings and unity, and I think I got a service position too. But like as far as like any like real 12-step, just you know. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you know, 10, 11, 12. That really wasn't there for, I don't know, maybe the first like 8 months or so. Wow. Until I found like a sponsor. But like my drive though, like, I mean, I say like, you know, I feel like what really kept me in was that I was giving it my best effort. I just didn't realize that my best effort wasn't all that there was, you know, like there was so much more to recovery than what I was doing. And I was willing to do it, just no one told me to do it, you know? But it's been a fun process though.
See, I think that's something that, I don't know, like, because I'm working, you know, I had been doing like business development stuff for like years and years. I've been working back in the facilities for about 1.5 years now. And, you know, so I'm constantly like kind of checking myself and like comparing my experience to like the experience today, right? Because the clients we get today are different from what I was 15 years ago, right? And what I realize is that sometimes in treatment, we just act like everybody's been to rehab before. And like don't need like real basic clear cut directions of like, yeah, you can't smoke weed if you're trying to work an abstinence-based program. You know, like that's like, I learned that at some point in my 6 years of bouncing in and out of rehabs, right? But like people who it's their first time don't know, like, no, there's steps and you have to work the steps. And the way you work the steps is with a sponsor. The sponsor takes you through the book. And the meetings are all well and good, but the meetings aren't for working, like, you know, things that we can't take for granted. Like we don't necessarily like, I know I don't necessarily break it down that simple when I'm talking to somebody who's in treatment.
Right.
So this is like a great example of that.
No, yeah, I mean, absolutely. Because I mean, I currently I'm the program director of a treatment center right now, and so like just having like a curriculum, I find that takes you through 1 through, or if you say for 60 days, 1 through 12, and like you get a good clear understanding of like everything it's going to ask, and somewhere in there, right, like you'll figure out what the circle triangle is, and just trying to like arm people with as much knowledge as possible so they can make the decisions for themselves whenever they get out. Like I don't want anybody, like even people that I sponsor, don't even tell me that they didn't know, you know. It's like just keep it simple, you know. Abstinence means abstinence from all mind-altering chemicals, coffee and nicotine excluded.
True that,
you know, and just
why are caffeine and nicotine the drugs that get the pass?
Because we don't rob people because they're on them.
Is that the cutoff?
We've talked about this before, and we're just like, what is it that makes it that? Because I know if I don't get my coffee, I'm a grumpy man. But I guess a grumpy man won't make you rob somebody.
If my life isn't on the line or someone's belongings aren't on the line, I think it's all right.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it was a TikTok that I fucking saw that it was like, you know, telling somebody like, you know, that like you can't function, not to bother you before you've had your morning coffee, is basically telling people like, I can't function without this drug.
Which I think that's ridiculous. Yeah, no, I think you can do, I think your mind is very, very, very powerful thing.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, with or without coffee, I think you're fine. But we get lazy and we know that, we can grab onto that and we can make that transaction occur. And so it's like,
So for you guys, getting sober at like 17, 18 years old, so young, like
17, both of us, hard 17. Yeah.
hard 17, not 18. You were 18 when you got out of rehab.
I was 18 when I got out of rehab.
So both of you getting sober before you could legally buy cigarettes or pornography or lottery tickets.
Yeah.
Right. So like I'd already like had a job and kind of like had an apartment and done some college and dropped out and kind of had like a general idea of a path that I was going to try to pick back up. Right. So for you guys, does that add an extra layer? Like, not only have I now figured out how to like not get high, but now I have to figure out like what direction I'm going in completely for life.
I feel like you've always thought about that, whenever you're like in school. I guess depending on your background, like I knew college was in my lineage and that was expected of me. But I think the fact that we had to grow up at the same time that we were getting sober, I don't know that it was necessarily odd because it's like we have to, but like, I mean, I tell you, getting sober so young, we started getting excited about getting a car, going to Taco Bell, having a job that we could, buy Taco Bell whenever we want, as long as it was like once a week, maybe. We didn't really have that much money. But
I had the same thing at 42. So I couldn't afford Taco Bell. I couldn't afford,
The cool thing is it was fun for me, and I'm sure I can speak for John, but it was fun because we didn't have many responsibilities, and it was quite literally like sober living, early sobriety was like college minus the education and the drugs.
Yeah.
For real.
But no, such a similarity too. Like I'm telling you, at 42 years old, like I had nothing when I came out of treatment. I had like maybe $8 to $10. I was lucky because whoever lived in the halfway house before me like left some pasta and stuff, so I could like eat for a few days. But like the dudes who were getting like Chipotle every night and fucking had cars and stuff, I was like, these guys are fucking ballers.
Oh, we weren't like that. We were not like that.
These guys are.
We had to wait and work for our stuff.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. The guys that could get this stuff every night, I was just like, damn, these guys have what I want. You know what I mean? And I got a bus pass and then shit got easier. But I had, and that might have helped me like to when I had to realize like this is really, because I wasn't delusional, but I've talked about this before. It's like I wanted people to think that I had my shit together. I was huge with keeping up appearances and wanting to impress people. But I had fucking absolutely nothing. So once I got to that point where it was just like, I have nothing. Like I have absolutely nothing in my life, but I'm alive and I'm not dope sick today. I'm clean and I have a chance. So let me just start doing some shit now. And it was really easy for me at that point once I had that acceptance for me to like hit the ground running. And I would have guys in my halfway who probably not as young as you guys, but guys that were like 21, 22, and I would leave the house at like 6 a.m. I would take the bus so I could get to a meeting, go to a meeting, take a bus to work, and then eventually going back to school. And while I'm doing this, I'd get home after like a 15-hour day, and these guys would still be in the same place that they were when I left. And then they're wondering why shit isn't working out for them. Like, why are they not getting this? Recovery stuff isn't for me. And then I'm just like, well, not to sound like an asshole, guys, or a know-it-all, it's because you're not fucking doing anything. Like, I'm feeling better every single day. Like, even if it's just that much, I'm getting that much further away from somebody I do not want to be anymore. And that was my thing, man. I just wanted to move further and further away from that. Like, there was nothing that could bring me back at that point. Once I started putting a little bit, like my sponsor would say, once I started getting some self-esteem from doing a couple of esteemable things, like paying my rent on time, going to the meetings that I had to go to stay at the place that I was staying at, just the little things that I was doing, like I was being accountable. If I made a promise, I would keep it. And then the other thing my sponsor told me is, because I have a best friend who I met in Halfway as well, Mike Demchek, who's still, he's still sober. But I didn't rely on him because he had a car. I didn't have a car. And I knew if I would be like, hey, let's go to a meeting tonight, but then he didn't go to a meeting and then I was stuck, like I couldn't risk that. So I had to say, like, I'm going to take the bus to the meeting. If you want to go there, let's hang out afterwards, just because I had to take full responsibility for everything in my recovery.
So speaking of rent, you guys, did y'all's parents pay your rent for a couple months, or was it like immediately to the sharks, like go make some fucking money, good luck?
I got 1 month paid for because I didn't have any money. And then I got scholarship by the sober living house I went to, and my rent was like $550, thankfully.
Yeah, pretty similar, like 2 months. Obviously, I had nothing. Like, I needed some help, and I'm fortunate to have been in that position with my family. But yeah, I had my dad also strict.
Yeah.
I had a hard cut off at 2 months, and I slacked that first month.
Even 24 had a similar experience. My mom paid my rent for the first month, and she gave me $100, and she said, "That's fucking it, bro. Like,
Tired of your shit.
Don't call me if you're not sober.
Yeah,
that's all you get."
Yep.
So first job.
First job, I was working at a country club, right, like not 100 yards away from the sober living house. So I kicked a hole in the fence so I could make that walk a little faster.
Nice.
You made the hole?
I made the
hole. Oh, I didn't know you made it.
I made the hole. I said, you know what? I see it, and I don't want to. I got to go all the way around the freaking block. And I was like,
were you the first to work there?
No, it was a buddy of mine.
Because they knew, like, where anyone who had our address, like, they knew our whole story.
Yeah.
It's funny how, like, certain businesses, like, they'll have, like, a stream of, like, sober cats.
Mm-hmm.
There. Like, back in the day, when the Nolo boys were getting sober, they all worked at Jimmy John's at one point.
That's tight.
Yeah.
That's tight. Yeah, I worked at Olive Garden. This is I worked at Olive Garden. Yeah, it was sweet. I got over the Andes mints or whatever. Like, I was like, this is sweet. And then, like, after a week, I was like, I'm going to throw up. But yeah, I was a hostess making like $8.50 an hour. And I was like,
because you can serve alcohol.
Yeah, I couldn't. Well, I guess I could because I was 18 at the time. Like, I turned 18 a couple months into sobriety, but I was a hostess or a host or whatever. I guess a hostess is the female version. Yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever. You know, who knows? Yeah. But
it's 2023.
Right, yeah. Riding a bus all the way over there took so long, and then I would have to go to IOP afterwards and then go all the way back home. So kind of like you, like a 15-hour day for
you sleep good.
Sleep
good.
Yeah.
Here's where I get the curmudgeon old man thing going.
Curmudgeon?
Yeah, he's making that word.
Yeah, I never heard that before.
It's a real word.
Yeah.
Use a one-syllable word like 2023, guys.
Yeah, you're just making these sounds, you know?
Grump. Yeah. Grump is one syllable.
There you go. You're giving me guff right now, dude.
Old man, yeah. So, like, I deal with clients who are in IOP still, right? And it's like, they won't sit on a bus for 30 minutes. You know, when I've had clients in the past, and I guess it's not like a new, like, these young kids thing, you know, but like I've also seen guys like literally spend 4 hours a day on the bus just to get to IOP and back. And like, those dudes stay sober.
I feel like we've been saying that for so long. Yeah. Like, you want to stay sober, ride the bus for 6 months. Swear.
There's so much time for reflection. Like, there was a lot of time for me to do my step work, a lot of time for me to just, like, as noisy and as hectic as the bus was in South Florida, it was better than, like, me being around a bunch of loud dudes at Halfway. Because sometimes it reminded me of jail, just, like, constant chatter and blah, blah.
Dude, truthfully, I didn't care what I had to do. I was really just so glad that I knew I was on the right path.
Right.
That's it.
The heat was the only thing that kind of killed me a little bit, like waiting for the bus in the fucking heat. But I mean, that was the only thing that I was really like, that I could remember being like shitty about.
That's where our Texan leather skin comes in.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, again, in South Florida isn't nearly as hot as Texas is, so.
Nah, yeah, because I remember me and Tyler, for the sober living house we were in, we had to ride a bus an hour and a half to go pee in a cup for 5 minutes just to jump on the bus an hour and a half straight back, you know, twice a week, you know. So we were friends with the bus.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
So, all right, so you guys are I keep on doing this. Like, so
17.
you're 18.
17.
You're working at the country club.
Probably 18 by then.
By then you're 18. You're working at the country club. You're living sober living. You're putting together your routine. You finish IOP. You're going to meetings. You're working the steps. You know, making enough money to pay your rent. At what point do you start to feel like, okay, like I've done this. It's time to start thinking about the next step. Like, when do you decide that just living at the sober living and working at the country club isn't?
It's such a subjective question because it's like, what's people's next step? You know?
What's your next step?
Yeah. I remember when I worked at a vape shop that was sick before Pink Cloud.
Yeah.
And then I got an offer there and I started working there and everything was still very chill, you know, still in those college days. So it's like when you graduate, now you got to go get a job. Yeah. And I would say I didn't like having a boss. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, but I actually put that effort towards something and I started like making music, dude. And that was really fun. And obviously growing up, making a little bit more money and then doing the video stuff. And that is kind of like a gradual, like next step because I had a good job to where I could take that risk. Mm-hmm. But up until that point, until I said, let's try it, we actually opened that business together. And then John left, the film stuff. And then John left, 8511 Films. Oh, yeah, 8511 was the address of the sober house where we met. And then he dipped out after 2 months.
6.
6?
Yeah, 6.
No way.
I remember. So I was doing it.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't like it.
Been sober longer, so we're gonna have to take his word.
Yeah.
I had plenty of recovery time by the time, and like really conscious, really awake, you know, about what I was doing and what I want to do next.
I feel like John has a different answer.
I don't think John's reached his next step. He found a lady. He married up. You know,
married up.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know, bro. I don't think I was thinking very far ahead at all at any point in my life. Probably even currently, dude. I mean, you know, I've always done really well. Just tell me what to do. I'm fine with a boss. Just tell me what to do and I'll get it done.
There's something very zen about that too. You're just like, well, I don't know. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do something today.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
We're gonna figure it out. But like, yeah, like I do know that what was important, like what eventually got drilled in my head is that John is insane and cannot make decisions for himself, right? And so like the plan me and the sponsor came up with is that when my mom says I'm good to move out of sober living, my house manager, my recovery coach, and like mom, house manager, recovery coach, and sponsor. Once everybody gets on the same page with John getting out of sober living, then that's the time John's going to get out of sober living. Right on. And it took I guess it took around a year, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter. But like once everybody was cool with it and everybody was comfortable, then I moved out.
All you had to do was let go of control.
Yeah,
and make sure that the 4 cornerstones check the box for you.
Yeah, made sure the 4 people that mattered for me, the like whose opinions mattered the fucking most, right. They were all like, okay, John has displayed X amount of whatever and can move out of sober living. And then I just moved in like a 3/4 house. It was still like people that were sober. I was paying like $325 a month. It was clutch, saved no money.
Yeah. Got tattoos.
Yeah, got tattoos. And then I met my wife, and then I was like, well, can't be living with 8 guys anymore. That's true. I guess I met my girlfriend, who eventually became my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good step up. From 8 guys to 1 lady.
Well, 8 guys, 1 lucky lady. I wish, dude.
I mean, it's 2023.
Yeah.
Exactly. Some people might prefer
because then I moved out with a really good friend from sober living and his girlfriend. So then we did like a couples. We rented an apartment, then a house, and another apartment. And then we kind of got to this place where we all hated each other because we all lived together for so long. And we went away and didn't see each other for like 6 months, and we came converging back together and hang out all the time.
But live separately.
Oh God.
So were there was there any ever reservations for like 21st birthday?
When I got sober, because I didn't understand, you know, when I got sober at 17, I didn't understand the concept of like, but it's legal now, so why not? You know, but as a direct result of being involved in a program of Alcoholics Anonymous is like that. I couldn't tell you when that thought went away, but it eventually faded to black, right? I spent my 21st birthday in a Heroin Anonymous business meeting going over structures and bylaws for like 5 hours. Woo! Had all these plans to go to like K1 go-karts, but after that was done, I was like, I'm going home. I'm going home, going to sleep. That was terrible.
Bylaws will do that.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know what a bylaw is, or I'm
True that.
barely past high school English. I don't know about word choice. Throw something in there, put a period
Sounds
down.
good.
We'll walk it off, man.
Just keep my hand raised. My vote's in for everything.
Right?
Yeah.
Eyes have it.
Just seconding fucking everything.
Dude, I was GSR, so I had to like try my best to remain as focused as possible to keep people in the bounce. And I was
But you always had that one person who would just be like, nope, that's
Yeah.
not gonna, nope.
it's not gonna go. And I'm like, hey, dude, you need
Our
to
literature
okay?
states. And you're like, shut the
Yeah.
fuck.
Shut up.
I'm the birthday boy, okay? You listen to me right now.
Yeah.
I still do that though.
So y'all's thing is getting sober young, and really, like, as we've been talking, right, like a couple times it's happened where it's like, oh, well, it was actually exactly the same for y'all at 18, 17. Y'all me at 24.
Except they have more time ahead than you do getting clean at
Well, like,
42.
are there really like unique challenges to getting sober young besides like, what are we gonna do for fun?
Or is it just one of those things that you can't even say because you know.
What I've always wondered is it harder to train somebody from the jump where they don't know anything, or is it harder to retrain somebody who thinks they know what to do?
Right, like say the hard-headedness of somebody
Right.
who's 17 versus the stuck in your ways ness of somebody who's in their 40s.
Right.
Yeah,
I think it
guess-
presents its own challenges that separates it completely.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that you did say, like, it was just like that for me too. I sponsor like a 62-year-old, you know what I mean? And like, I'm telling you, dude, I don't see a difference between me and him. Like the first time I went to go see him, he was in the hospital, in the same hospital, just like
that's the guy.
just a couple doors down. And I was like, it couldn't be more similar.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean that's what they tell you. Like, look for the similarities and
Yeah.
not the differences.
Yeah, because I mean, I work at an adult facility, right?
I know what it is.
I work at Healing Through Treat, and I was doing H&Is over at Phoenix House whenever it was still open, and like quite literally, and this is what I said a little while back, but like the excuses are the exact same. They just are on like opposite ends. I'm too
Right.
young. I'm too old. You know. Because I mean, as long as
It's like we manufacture them.
absolutely
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have an excuse for as long as you're using it, and it'll be as great or as good as you want it to be.
That was hard. That was a good one.
You roused?
That was good. I'm aroused.
That was good.
That's a fucking soundbite right there.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, we could cut it right there. We're done, guys. We got our sound
Sweet.
bite.
The one sound bite. That's the episode. Check it out every Thursday. You get a 10-second clip.
But so, like, getting sober young, like, what is that? I mean, what does that mean to y'all? Like, what's the mission there? Like, what's
Dude, it's so, I mean, y'all know that like the younger crowd is just needing help, like aside from there just not being a lot of resources already, the age of people who are afflicted with this problem of drug addiction and alcoholism, it just keeps getting younger and younger. I'm sure like the average age of the person who was entering treatment was somewhere in like the late 20s, early 30s, maybe.
Right.
And now it's like, maybe late 20s, just with the amount of kids, like teenagers or younger adults who have kind of leveled that out.
Yeah.
So it's super sad. And like we went to Phoenix House for 9 years. I mean, like split between me and him, like we've been there for quite a while. And like the stories got harder, the situations got very real, and we saw it progress.
Yeah.
And it's sad, right? And like, how can we do something about that? And it's like, well, everyone's on their phone watching podcasts and watching content.
Right.
We have 19 years, or how long sober do you have?
9
and 8.
Right.
Was that 17? So 17 years combined. Like, dude, we know a lot of people, and we bring a lot of people on aside from just other people in recovery. Like, dude, let's make this thing known. Like, it's possible.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's not lame too. That's the hard part, is like, how do you tell a 16-year-old that sobriety is going to be all right?
Right.
15, 14-year-old.
Well, I know I keep seeing it, not so much lately, but probably like a year ago, there was a ton of articles about like the sober curious and
It's a thing.
young people not to drink just out of good decision making skills,
Good job.
or even just like the whole rise of like mocktail culture. Like you go to any like Instagrammable, trendy restaurant in Austin, and like they have a like non-alcoholic section that has
They do.
some sort of fucking mocktail drink that, because sober people want to pay $13 for a drink just as much as everybody else does, right?
That's true.
Not,
mock
not these
prices?
guys.
They mock prices too. Golly.
We're cheap.
Yeah, we are cheap.
But so like, you know, I working in treatment for the past 14 years, right? Like, I know that from what I've observed, like the clients are more complex. Like the people coming in are coming in with more issues, more comorbidities. At the same time that they're coming in with more awareness of like, you know, when I was fucking 15, I didn't know what depression or anxiety was. I didn't know, the kids now have so much more language
Right.
around mental health and the word wellness, right? Like the word wellness
Yep.
didn't exist when I got sober. Or maybe it was like a brand new word.
But on the opposite end of the spectrum is there's a lot more chance for just death.
Yeah.
As far as like, you know, like a relapse now isn't like a relapse anymore. It's like you go out, you get a pressed pill,
So scary.
and that's it. So, I mean, the audience that you're serving, it's like, it's pretty, you know, it's a lot of responsibility too, to like let these people know, like, it's not like, and it sucks to say, like, it's not like it used to be where it's like you could go out and get high for a couple of days and then you feel shame and come back. It's like your chances of overdosing is just like, I can't even imagine having to deal with that.
It's so scary.
Yeah.
It's so scary.
I mean, I almost died on the old shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you had to try then.
Yeah.
Fucking Diamond Shamrock on something, Battle Avenue in Laredo, like
Yeah.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I saw a kid in Phoenix House get out of treatment, and I guess he was going to go back in, and he called me in the hospital, and he was like, yeah, I'm going back to Phoenix House. I was like, all right, cool, man. Like, what happened? And he's like, you know, I took an orange pill. I thought it was this, and I just woke up in the hospital. Apparently, like, my mom found me blue. Like, dude, like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm talking to a fucking 15-year-old. And like my youngest brother is like 19, and then it's 17-year-old sister, and then 15-year-old twins. Like, those are my family that are living in it at that age, and I'm talking to people their age, and it's like, dude, it's such, I almost cried talking to that kid. I was honored that he called me.
Well,
you know,
it's just like my oldest son is 13 and he's a good kid. You know, to my knowledge, like he's not fucking vaping or drinking or, you know, he's a good kid. He goes to school, honor roll, like all that shit, right? Like he's in like 3 sports, like classic, like what you imagine like a good kid looks like. But, you know, the reality is he's going to experiment at some point, you know, and back in the day, right, you experiment, you knew you weren't going to die. You might get in trouble, you know, you might puke, whatever. But like, there's a very real fear, you know, because like he started sleeping late, you know, like on the weekends, which you're supposed to do when you're a teenager, right? So it'll be like 11 a.m. and I've been up for, you know, like 4 hours already. I'm like, go check on him, you know, and there's like a little small part of me that's like, you know, what if he got something and was experimenting and like, that's fucking it. And like, that's the reality for Americans at this point, right?
Yeah, I just wonder if that like over the next 6, 7, 8 years, like if that's going to deter people from starting, you know, because you didn't have to worry about it. And when people didn't have to worry about it, it just like rug pulled and started happening. When, you know, so it's like, you know, maybe in 8, 9 years, statistically, it can be like a wake up call. And hopefully the people who are 5 and 4 right now won't be so tempted because of like why step into fire?
Yeah.
You know.
So how many of you guys have had sponsees that have died? Or people that you sponsored, maybe you weren't sponsoring them at the time, but have you guys all experienced that?
I don't think I have, surprisingly.
No.
I had a spawn. I probably had a couple if I looked at my list of people that have died on my phone.
Yeah.
But
no. Yeah, not specifically like that, surprisingly.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I bet.
I've had one commit suicide and then one overdose.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was in the suicide note for the one who had died, basically apologizing to me, saying that, you did everything you could. It was just me that wasn't ready. So that's some, and he was like my age too. Like I was a tech and he was a client. And he was like full body sleeve tattooed and stuff. So I walked in and immediately we're just like, oh shit. He's like, oh, your hand tattoos look like this dude Jamie. I was like, that's who did him, my friend Jamie. And then we just started talking. And like from day one, he was like, dude, do you think you might be able to sponsor me? Like, I know you work here and stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, if you need help doing stuff, like I'll help you go through it. And then I know, but dude, if anybody, listen, I know, but if anybody asks for help, I feel like if you think I'm the only one that could help you at this point, like I'm going to say yes. And then, yeah, well, you run the facilities. I'm just a fucking tech or a fucking lowly cameraman.
Oh,
so I ain't worried about it. I'm not running groups or writing papers or anything.
Civil disobedience.
Yeah. I'm a fucking scofflaw. We know this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
I was thinking, dude, like the hardest part I would say about sobriety has always involved death.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm sure you guys went to, 7 years or no, 9 years clean, sober, 9 years, 8 years, 15 years, 7 years. What's the math there? Who's a good mathematician?
17 plus 7.
Yeah.
24 plus...
That's how old I am.
39 years of recovery between us. How many people you think that each of us independently knew who have died since we've gotten clean and sober?
Say well over 200 probably.
Yeah, I know, died 2 days ago.
Right.
And you just find out on a Facebook post, right? Somebody was like, "Oh, got too soon."
Yeah,
It's like,
I got a call from a wife on Sunday that our boy fell and broke his neck in the bathtub drinking.
Oh shit! Yeah,
just died. 6-month-old daughter.
So
tough call.
Question, right? So like, we're all step guys. Like we all did the steps to get sober, right? But I've had to do some other stuff outside of just the step work to stay sober. And for a long time when I first got into recovery, right, my belief in what I was taught was like, you just work the fucking steps. Like you don't need nothing else. You don't need meds. You don't need to talk to a fucking therapist. You don't need to talk to a psychiatrist. Like you're fine. Work the steps. And that was, for me, fortunately, like that was true. But especially since like COVID and the pandemic and stuff, I feel like a lot of the cats that I've seen like overdose and fucking relapse and die have been dudes that were like hardcore AA, like nothing else is going to work for you. Like everything else is bullshit other than 12-step recovery guys. Thoughts?
Well, I would say year 8, John would have been, or maybe year 7 would have been on that same train. I don't need nothing but the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. And my sponsor was pushing me so hard to get into therapy due to like a lot of like childhood trauma that I was still experiencing issue with, even after 8 years of being sober.
After 8 years of doing fucking work.
Yeah.
Real work.
And I just kept telling myself, no, all I need to do is more AA work. And it's like, well, John, how much more AA work can you do? And so like after like a 6 month of like, him like, hey, did you call a therapist yet? Like I did it, I got involved. And it's not that I would even say that I don't think I could have stayed sober without it, but it has drastically enhanced my life. Yeah. Both spiritually with my friends, with my wife, with work, like in all these different areas, that and like working out. Cause I didn't do any freaking working out for like the longest time. Then like, for whatever reason, like year 8 to 9, I decided I was going to do therapy and start working out. And like, I was like, oh my God, I don't get why I wasn't doing this sooner.
Right,
This is all great. Like my therapist has been out of town for a couple of weeks in Japan, and like I'm excited, for her as to get back in, and like I hurt my shoulder and didn't work out at all for a little bit. And I was like,
it's always the shoulders.
Oh, dude, shoulders.
They're the weakest part of your body.
Apparently, mine are stronger than his though.
Fiance said, yeah, my shoulders suck.
Yeah. What about you with that, Tyler? What do you think?
Man, I started disliking the 12 steps or the people in it around year 5.
Yeah.
It was pretty hard. I just got tired of always doing it. And it's like, so you're telling me if I don't do this, I'm going to die. Like, that's what you're telling me. And I was like, fuck that.
I'll show you.
Not like yeah, actually exactly like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll show you. But then like I had a traumatic incident where I drowned. And so I got a sponsor. I was like in transition from one sponsor to another. And so I got him. I went through a body of work. I was glad to be alive and back. And about a year later, it was kind of that same feeling, like the pressure of growing constantly every day. And like something is wrong with me. That's what it felt like. It felt like something was always wrong with me. And I always needed to bring someone else in on it. And especially this higher power. And if I didn't, like I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And so at one point I was just like, fuck God, this higher power, like the whole concept, fuck it all. Fuck my sponsor, fuck everyone in here that's saying to do all of this stuff and then going and getting high. I was like, I don't feel like this is the place for me. That's really how I felt. And I was obviously in therapy after the traumatic incident, and we ended up going down a really long path that I'm still in therapy for. And I'm just barely getting to the drowning.
Oh shit!
3.5
3 years. Well,
I like barely, dude. And it's taken me down a deeper level. Do I have a sponsor today? Yes. And do I work the steps and believe in the steps? In general, absolutely. Do I work the steps? Absolutely, I do. But for a while, it was like, this can't be what it is, and I had a lot of resentment about the process, but really because it was what the people were preaching that was just coming off so toxic. And so I explored all these other things, trauma therapy, CBT, DBT, like, all of the different methods of wellness.
And like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like shit on AA, right? Like AA still saved my life, right? And I was sponsored today. Do we necessarily work steps together anymore? Not really. Like it looks a little different than it did even 5 years ago, right? But like I get upset, especially with the amount of people dying, right? Like with this narrative that I think the treatment industry sometimes pushes of like fucking AA is the only fucking way, and like
some Texas shit.
It's not even Texas shit. Like a buddy of mine was like, "Hey, I know these people that own this program in this other state. I think you should, that you could work with them, right? You could get referrals and whatever." And I go check out their website. It's like, we use the 12 unadulterated steps, and like that's and it's just like, well, fuck me, like, something's got to change.
Well, I think we're in like a long-term clinical study, but we haven't changed anything,
Right?
And it's like, dude, the human population has changed. Like we may need some additional support other than the 12 steps. Because if you look at the 12 steps, you're like, okay, this is great. Yeah. And I'm not trying to shit on the 12 steps either, but that is how I felt.
Yeah.
And obviously I needed some just additional support, and I still need additional support.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it too, for people who got clean and sober prior to COVID, when COVID happened and you're used to having like these people that you would just go see, even if you went to a meeting a week, like you're just used to it. You're seeing people, and then you have all this time when so it's like sitting on a bus with nobody else in it for a long time now. And like you have yourself. So for me personally, I got heavy into meditation during the pandemic because I was just like, well, it's just going to be me here. Because I moved to Texas January 2020.
Wow.
And I missed the shit out of
everyone
because I work NA. So where I come from, where I got clean, I knew everybody who because I had been going to meetings for 7 years before I got clean. So I knew everybody in the rooms in South Florida, and there's like, I think 65 NA meetings. Like 85 NA meetings a week in the area that I was in. So like tons of people, always being around people, knowing everybody. I moved out here, I didn't really know anyone. And then, that I didn't really connect with the NA community out here at that point. I have since. So I was really, really in a funk for a while. So I got into meditation pretty heavily. Got back into skateboarding quite a bit.
Yeah, shred.
That skateboarding saved my life so many times.
Sure.
We should do a podcast on that.
We should.
But, yeah, absolutely. So it was like a lot of time where I was like, well, it's me now. So if it's going to be me, I better learn how to do this just me. So I got into TM meditation, which really helped me out during that time a lot because it was, Yeah, oh yeah. A lot of people are.
Huge TM guy.
Yeah.
But so
Jim Carrey too.
Yeah.
All the Carries.
Every Carrie.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Carrie Brownstein.
I don't know. I personally believe that like COVID was like a global trauma. That like everybody's like at least a little bit traumatized from 2020. Maybe not like, oh my God, like I had a pivotal drowning incident or like, but like that anxiety and uncertainty really like fucked a lot of people.
I feel like my life didn't change at all.
It did. So maybe your life didn't change at all. However, everything changed all at once for everybody. Like just the way you do shit. You know what I mean? Like the world as we knew it changed drastically. And that could affect some people different ways. To like, if you're thick-skinned about it and you're just like Gabby, my girlfriend, for instance, like she didn't have to leave the house. She was home with me and the dogs at all times. She was just like, this is great. Like, look, another 4 years, please. For me, I'm like, I get more out of social interactions with people, and I'm like pacing the fucking house and trying to have a conversation, like feeding the birds and squirrels outside. They'll come to the window and I could watch the drama. I needed.
Plot twist: there were no birds.
Oh my God, he was high.
It was crazy.
The thing is, dude, for me at least, like of course, like my job never changed. Like I was working at a treatment center and stuff, so like I still did things and interacted, but like I've just seen so many things change that I stopped having an expectation on what was going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
And when it came, it was like, this is sweet. Like me and my boys, like we're like, this is sweet. And nothing really changed. And it was entertaining to see all the new stuff and everything that was going on. So it's just like, for me, literally, it was just another, and I'm not trying to be thick-skinned about it. It was just another thing that happened.
Yeah.
And I was scared of COVID. I legit was, dude. I wasn't informed. I didn't care to get informed either. I was like, damn, bro, people are dying from this stuff. Like, wow. I was like, I don't want COVID. Yeah, I'll get the vaccine.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
What?
I was like, dude, I'm fine with the vaccine.
Oh, I forgot about that.
When Tom Hanks got it, like
yeah. Yeah.
Don't take him.
Yeah.
Take Leo.
Yeah.
No.
Leonardo, dude?
Not DiCaprio.
Or no.
I just struck a chord.
Yeah,
Take
dude.
Wilson.
That's my guy.
The volleyball.
Wow.
Yeah, not Leo.
I mean, I like Leo, but I think I believe he's secretly like a garbage human.
I don't care. He makes great movies. He can do whatever he wants. I'm entertained when he's on that screen, dude.
The Flower Moon, Killing the Flower Moon.
I watched it.
I didn't watch
Beautiful.
it.
It was good.
So
It was
don't
good.
spoil
I needed
it.
some coffee about 3/4 of the way through. I started nodding out, but it was great.
That's funny. I did not. I watched Oppenheimer, fell asleep.
Yeah.
Lost it. I watched Killer of the Flower Moon. I feel like I was engaged the whole
I
time.
loved it. It was amazing.
That's the best trailer though ever that I've ever seen. It hyped me up every single time.
I'm sure you haven't.
Rookie move.
Jamie, put it on. Did Jamie work here? From Joe Rogan.
It took me a second. Jamie on the screen.
Yeah.
God.
All right, Killing the Flower Moon,
Yeah,
COVID, death. I think
I think we covered the whole run of show.
Yeah, I
That's all
think we
things
got
talked
it.
about before the show, right? That's what
We checked the four corners.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
we did come in prepared.
We did. We
Yeah, I
we
think-
went off script a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
A little bit of ad-libbing, but we did pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So, Tyler, you've done this before, so we'll do it just with John.
Oof.
We do a little thing on the show that
That's
we
a
like
bad
to call
setup.
rapid fire question.
It's rapid fire question time.
Paranormal experience. Ghost.
None.
Aliens. None?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. It's rapid. You following the rules.
Rotate through.
I just added that
Jason's
one in.
trying to rotate the supernatural one into the, and it's not.
Not a one supernatural thing.
No.
I've tried.
I'm gonna keep.
I tried
asking.
one with Tyler to some witch's burial site over, and
He pissed on the grave.
Okay, we didn't need to throw that information out there. I was young. I didn't do it by myself.
I was scared. I didn't do it. I was scared.
I wouldn't have done.
I just
Yeah,
have
no
never been a supernatural dude.
Yeah.
Never. I hear people talk
I should've
about
asked
it,
me.
and
I
I
had
just
some.
let them do it. Yeah,
Look,
but you're not the rapid fire.
That's true,
guy.
that's true, that's
Shut
true.
The other
up.
day I went to go get a tattoo with some people from work, and it was like a flash sheet you could pick from. And one of the options was one of those little Ouija board, little pucks. that goes around.
Yeah.
And I was like, that looks kind of cool, and it would fit in right here. She's like, don't fucking do it.
Really?
I was like, oh, okay.
Send it.
My biggest fear, we could call it whatever it is, like my biggest fear from a child to still the present day is being possessed by the devil.
Oof.
I don't even know if I believe in the devil.
Serious.
But
We
it's
can-
like,
we can-
I don't want to
We can make
test it.
We can make it happen.
Moderate speed questions.
All right.
Oh, we
Sorry,
are
sorry,
slow
sorry,
right
sorry.
now. There's nothing rapid
All right.
about this.
Ben and Jerry's comes to you, John, and they say, we want to make a John custom ice cream flavor. What do you want to call it, and what do you put in it?
Oh God. Okay. I like. Oh shit. That was. There's a lot of options here. I'm gonna
just
go.
do sorbet and call it getting sorbet young.
Yeah. I'm gonna call it butter after my boy.
Buttery cream.
Yeah. There's gonna be no butter in it though. We're gonna go vanilla, some Hershey bar, like little whatevers, in it, and then some caramel chocolate, or caramel whatever the heck, and that's what I'm doing. There it is.
What is it called? Butter's cream?
No, butter. Just butter. I don't need butters. I'm not eating butter's cream. That'd be weird. People knew who you were to me.
Wouldn't be the first time you got close.
Ayo.
All right. Time travel vacation. You go anywhere, any time period, where and when.
Oh man. Oof. Time travel vacation. Quick answer. I almost gave a controversial
Some
one.
things that we've learned over time is that, like, if you have any kind of physical issues, they go away during time travel, and using drugs on time travel does not count.
Oh, that's not where I
The
went.
70s.
But
80s.
No, so many people are like, I want to go do coke with Charles Darwin.
Yeah.
oh, it's like I could do this with that person.
You could either interact or just observe.
Ooh. This is spicy. I don't care about doing drugs, but crap, dude. I wanna like go back to when Betty White was young and be chilling with her, dude.
Betty White,
I don't know what we're doing.
just hanging out on the set of what was it?
Golden Girls.
That she wasn't young then.
Betty White was a stone cold fox back.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Mary Tyler Moore show. I don't know.
Was she not a part of the Golden Girls?
She was, but
Okay.
I'm saying that she wasn't young.
Oh,
Dude, the Golden Girls, when they filmed Golden Girls, they were all like in their 40s.
They were my age.
yeah.
There's that whole thing about how
That,
like
that
how
ageism.
people
Yeah.
looked older before. Like,
Absolutely.
all the guys
Yeah.
from Cheers were like 30.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not.
Whoa.
Yeah. I feel like the hairstyles changed drastically too.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm waiting for the
So,
outfits to
Title
change.
sponsor of the show is Recovery Unplugged, where music is medicine, all that good stuff. So, what's your go-to music when you're having a rough day?
We're going. Oh, crap.
Eminem.
No, I would say rough day. I'm going. System of a Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Some fuck them guys. You know.
Mac
Music.
Miller. I'll put him out there.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Ooh, I just got a vinyl of the NPR Tiny Desk Mac Miller concert.
That's awesome, dude. That's fucking cool.
All right.
That's legit.
That's 4, right?
That's
for-
the
All right.
most legit thing I've heard you say.
Yeah.
Seriously. That's so cool.
All right. You ready for this one?
Oh yeah.
What's the secret?
Mm.
Oh, open ended. You didn't say secret to sobriety, secret to looking good, secret to being in shape.
All of them.
Oh man, dude, on the real, the secret to like anything in life is the ability to remain teachable. If I can listen from somebody that looks like they've been somewhere where I want to go, or they're currently somewhere I want to go, and I have the ability just to shut up, listen, and take direction, anything's possible.
On script. I love it. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Excellent. Now, just so Tyler doesn't feel left out,
Thank
I'm
you.
I'm gonna throw you.
I like that.
I'm gonna throw you time travel
me a bar.
vacation.
No, paranormal. He said he had something.
I
for
did
that.
have a paranormal experience.
Paranormal time travel vacation.
Paranormal time travel. Well, that's
vacation.
funny. I would actually want to go, I don't know, maybe like wherever the era was of like vampires. Like I just recently read a
The
book.
90s.
I'd say like 1940s or something, like when like the war was going on. And like I'm in like Castlevania or something, you know, like some creepy place, and I'm just as badass. I'm just with a vampire.
Chilling.
I don't want to be with a vampire.
Wait, so during World War II?
I just read a book. That's the setting in the book. It sounded sick, so I was like, I kind of want to do that. Yeah, I'd probably go to like an era where like there's some creepy shit going on, and like no technology.
None. All right, fun fact, right? So you got Vlad the Impaler, who's living over in Romania and shoving sticks up people's asses and putting them in front of his deal. So he would drink his victim's blood, right? And that's kind of like where it started, like the originator of like vampirism came from. So buttery tea's going to Romania.
I'm going to Romania to be on a stick.
Yeah, well, you've been there once before.
I have. I have.
And Vlad the Impaler didn't even start impaling until the 30s.
Late bloomer.
Late bloomer.
Kinda like,
I love it.
Kind of
Yeah.
like OG over here.
Yeah. It's all the
So
same.
start impaling, you know?
It's all the same.
Ugh.
All right, well, what's your paranormal thing?
Jeez,
Go ahead and say it.
Oh, I've had so many.
So dismissive. Go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
I'm with John. I'm like,
Yeah, dude. No, my mom said I heard like she would hear these footsteps outside whenever we moved into the mobile home that we lived in. And I was like, bullshit, whatever. I was young. So I ate a bowl of cereal right before I went to school early in the morning, completely dark. Also don't know why. And just right in front of me, bro. That's one of many, but that was like by far the
are you
scariest.
sure it wasn't like a fucking possum?
Brother,
Probably me.
I fucking promise. Possum upside down under the house, just do like not like legit, dude. Legit, like my siblings' age size footsteps at that time, but I was the only one up, and that's one of many,
They're distinctly the footsteps of like a 6-year-old.
dude. Yeah,
6-year-old ghost.
yeah, like a 6-year-old ghost, a little bit lighter.
Maybe 5 years, 6 months.
Thanks for
you know?
clearing, Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Anytime,
You do.
brother.
I struggle.
Have you not had a paranormal experience?
No.
Let's go.
Have you ever been on
I
meth?
can't believe I
Being
can't
on
believe
meth
I've gone
counts.
this entire podcast without telling the world what a fucking sick skateboarder Tyler is. Tyler and I are like two different skaters. So name a trick, Tyler can do it.
Yeah.
Do a trick, I could name it. But seriously, no,
It's a good relationship.
Yeah, Tyler's fucking sick. Tyler is
Do a
an
trick
amazing
I can do.
skateboarder.
Yeah.
We need to go skate again. It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's been
no,
way
I'm
too long.
down early morning Saturday because I
Yeah,
know you're
bro.
up at 9 at least, already out,
I'm already
done 14
warmed up.
things.
He's all right.
Son.
Yeah, just waking up from his nap.
Yeah.
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 I am.
All right, guys.
Ooh.
Last thing we do before we wrap up is we give you guys the floor so you can use this time in any way that you want. Leave a message to our viewers, promote or plug anything that you've got going on.
Where's my camera? Is it that one?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, guys, go watch our podcast, Getting Sober Young. It's anywhere that you listen to podcasts on. If you want to watch the video, you can go to YouTube, which is free. It's going to be me, John, some guests. We're always on there. We're always making content. And if you know anybody that is struggling with drug addiction or alcoholism or is indirectly affected by it, you can always reach out to our socials or an email at gettingsoberyoung@gmail.com. All of our socials are literally at Getting Sober Young. It's super easy. We're not like a hotline or anything like that, but we will pay attention to you. So if you need help, fucking get a hold of us. And I promise you, we'll be there. And if you feel alone, you won't be because you got me and John here for you at all times. Unless it's like late at night and we're asleep. But other than that, I promise you we're there.
Only thing I'll say is I just figured out that we have a Gmail. And Tyler said the rest.
I did.
Nice.
I've done everything.
All right.
John
And
just shows up and looks good.
That's what he told me to do.
Let me know when you want to get started on that Getting Sorbet Young franchise.
For sure. You'll be the first person we hit up.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, frozen dessert franchises owned by people in sobriety is already a trope.
That's a thing.
It's
Yeah.
already a thing.
That's true.
But I'm like,
But Getting Sorbet Young is never heard of. So
Yeah.
Getting Sorbet Young sounds like a weird thing you find on a website.
yeah.
Well,
we could just make a
we
new
can
energy
explore.
Yeah,
We can explore.
clean.
we're going to get you
Yeah.
sorbet young.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Thank you guys both for coming in today.
Appreciate it.
And for sharing your stories with us and just talking recovery and all that good stuff. We'll share all your socials and stuff when we post the thing.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Thank you to you, our loyal viewers, listeners,
Well-wishers.
toxicologists. We need to come up with a name.
Talk
Mm.
screeners, talks. Yeah.
Joe Rogan's got
Toxicology guys. I don't know.
Toxicologers was good. Yeah.
It's too long.
Yeah.
Shorten it up.
Toxie bro.
We get to work on it.
Yeah, maybe you'll figure it out another time.
Yeah.
Like, well, Taylor Swifts are just Swifties, so why not just be Toxies?
Toxies.
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 We coined that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Toxies.
Oh, yeah. Don't. Yeah. I need a payment.
We'll get you. We'll hit your Gmail up. And
To you, our loyal Toxies, thank you for watching and listening. Please, as always, don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe. That really helps us out. Please, please, please leave reviews.
Yeah.
Those are like carry the most weight in the algorithm.
Yeah.
Reviews matter.
Of the internet. So, yeah. If you like something we said, say something.
Give
about
it a
That'd
thumbs
be
up.
super-
Interaction.
Apparently,
To
our
one.
show drops on all your favorite platforms every Thursday.
Every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday.
Oh,
Oh, every other Thursday?
Yeah.
I thought it was every Thursday.
Every other Thursday for the time being.
Check it out.
Yeah.
Mm.
And until next time, as we like to say here,
There's 1,000 ways in,
and 1,000 ways out.
and we hope
We
you
hope you
find
find
yours. We went off script again there a little bit.